Here is tonight's ghetto version of my shrimp fettuccine. Now, I normally make my fettuccine sauce by hand, but we were in a snowstorm, ice storm here in Texas, and there is nothing left on the shelf, so we're gonna make it do what it do, okay? So you see my ingredients, and I didn't have a lot of Italian-style cheese or Parmesan, so we're gonna mix it up a little bit, okay? We got our fettuccine noodles, we got our butter. I'm gonna make a little something with that sauce, okay? This is not the normal sauce. I've been trying to not use things in jars and such because the ingredients is just detrimental to our health, but today we had no choice, okay? So we're going to definitely oversalt all of this water, okay? That we are going to drop our noodles in. You saw that we cleaned our broccoli in the beginning of the video, and here I'm going to clean and devein our shrimp, okay? Always devein your shrimp. Now, I've eaten at some restaurants, and when I see a little bit extra in that shrimp, I gotta send it back. I just don't wanna eat no more. My appetite is gone, okay? Now let's drop them noodles into a nice long hot bath. We saved some of our pasta water. You're definitely gonna need to, even though I'm making a little bit of mess here. We'll get that up later. Now, I like to season my noodles before I put them in, just because to me it holds extra flavor, okay? You know, the more seasoning, the more better. We want some food with a little bit of, flavor around here. Nothing too bland, okay? So we're gonna go in heavy with this garlic salt here from TJ's, which is one of my favorite things. We're also going to use the regular garlic here, the garlic powder, and yes, I'm going to use a lot. We're also going to use this pepper where the bottle has been melted in the microwave, mistakenly by these churn around here, okay? We're gonna use some Italian seasoning. I'm also gonna put just a tad bit of adobo on the noodles just because I feel like doing it, okay? And I love the way adobo tastes on certain things. Now, I want these noodles to move. I don't want them to dry out and get stuck, so I did put a little olive oil on them as well, and we're gonna put some butter on them. Now, I'm gonna let this sit in here. You see that steam? I'm gonna lock this top, that way it stays in there. Now, let's go in and season up this scrimp, okay? We're gonna go in with the Old Bay. After the Old Bay, we're gonna go ahead and we're going to use the adobo, and I'm going to season these bad girls all up, okay? I got the shrimp from Sprouts. This is one of my favorite shrimps. They are very thick, okay? And they are very meaty. This Badia, I absolutely love it. And I'm gonna go in with the garlic salt here. I'm not gonna use regular salt because the Cajun seasoning that I'm using has salt in it, so the garlic salt does add a little extra flavor, okay? Now we're gonna go in with the pepper, and I'm gonna stir this up so that the seasoning can get all over, and I'm probably gonna add a little bit of extra seasoning to the shrimp once I move them around a little bit, just because once I do, you don't see seasoning on all your food, so I want to make sure that they are coated well. Now, I'm chopping up this garlic right here because I'm going to use the garlic to put in for the broccoli and for the shrimp. Now, the shrimp, I am going to add the top on it to let them continue to brown up a little bit because, like I said, they are very thick, and I want to make sure they're cooked all the way through. Now, here we go for this sauce. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and put this in here, and we're gonna get all our money's worth, okay? So we're gonna beat the bottom of that for a little bit, okay? Because our shelves here in Texas are just empty, okay? You know, when there's no bread left, Molly, we in danger, girl, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and make sure that we get everything out of this bottle without adding any extra liquid to it, because they didn't have no milk either, okay? No almond milk. And we're pescatarian, so when they start not having the vegetarian options, even cat food was missing, okay? You know it's a little bit of a problem. So we went ahead and added our Raging Cajun. I didn't have no more Slap Your Mama, and I wouldn't suggest you do that, okay? We got a little parsley here, and I am gonna add just a tad bit of salt to this sauce, just because the sauce to me is kind of bland, okay? Here is the other half of the garlic that I'm gonna put in here, and I'm going to also add a little bit of regular garlic to it as well, okay? And I think it's missing a little bit of the smoked paprika. I didn't put any on the shrimp or any on the noodles, but I am gonna add a little bit to this sauce just because of the flavor that I am trying to obtain, I should say, with this meal. This is a quick shrimp fettuccine meal because I wasn't able to make my own sauce, so I gotta make it do what I do, okay? Now we got a little bit of Italian seasoning that we have in here. I'm gonna go ahead and put a little butter in here too, and I'm most likely gonna add just a tad bit of olive oil to it because I want it to not be too loose, but I want it to move a little bit, okay? I didn't have a lot of Parmesan cheese, so I had to use what I had, okay? We gonna make it work around here, okay? We gonna eat good at all times. Now, let's go ahead and stir this up. I do want the cheese to completely melt so that when I put my noodles in, it doesn't too much stick. Okay, so now that I've stirred that up and I tasted it, it does need a little bit of seasoning, so I'm gonna go in with a little bit extra, but I'm gonna fold this over so that the sauce can get on all the noodles. I use 2 boxes of noodles because we're gonna have this for dinner tonight and tomorrow and most likely for the next day. Okay, now go ahead and add, this is my favorite seasoning from TJ's, this smoked paprika, and I'm gonna add a little bit more of the Italian seasoning on it. The shrimp is already done on the other side. I've taken it off of the eye. Okay, so now when I add the shrimp in, I don't want that shrimp juice added in there, but I want to make sure that the shrimp is, juicified, if that's a word, with the liquid. I'm going to pour that liquid out and I'm going to start on my broccoli. Okay, now the broccoli, I'm going to add olive oil, we're going to add garlic, the garlic, salt, and pepper. I'm not going to put any regular salt on them. And I'm going to put them in a pot of butter. Now, I have texture issues. I say that in every single video. So I don't want my broccoli to be smushy. I want it to have a little bit of firmness to it once I add it to the pasta, because the pasta is still kind of hot. So I'm not going to cook the broccoli all the way through, okay? I want it to be kind of firm. Now, we have the butter in here going. And we're going to go ahead, we're going to let that steam. Okay, I see now that the steam is in there, so I'm going to add this to the pot of fettuccine. That way we can go ahead and we can start on our dessert, okay? Like I said, we have been in an ice storm, so today is the first day that I am cooking in the past 3 days. I didn't want to make anything because I was scared that we would be without power, and I didn't want the food to go bad. Here is what it looks like at the end, and I'm going to also now toast some Texas toast, some garlic bread, because this is what we're going to eat with this. And I love all Marie Callender pies. Okay, this is Jaden's favorite. So we're going to go ahead and put this little crumble stuff on there after this pie has baked for about an hour. And we're going to crumble that up on there. We're going to let it brown. Here is what dinner looks like. Simply Lemonade is one of my favorite when I can't get to Chick-fil-A or Popeyes for their lemonade, okay? And here is the pie. Now, we are going to eat dinner. We are going to eat dessert. And we are going to be thankful for all the blessings that God has given us.